Good afternoon for everyone. I suggest checking how well I can be seen and heard. If I can be clearly seen and heard, then please put 10 yes. If it is less well seen and heard, then put there's 8, 7, 6, frightening. I can at least understand how well can I be heard. We have the broadcast is going on at the same time in the tooth and it goes on at the same time in on YouTube. Therefore everyone who is YouTube, you're probably hearing me 15, 20, 30 seconds later, and all who Zoom with me, then you hear me immediately directly. So when I go out to ask something, I will focus more on the zones in here. I'll be able to get feedback faster without distracting from the screen. First of all, I want to welcome everyone, our new users. If there are any among us users who literally a week or two, how did you learn about the method of the universe, Alexander? Then please put it from Nurok. And if someone who has already been there for more than a month or more, then please put deuces. I just like to get my bearings. What we have today here is the audience. In order to it's just to adapt under for you that convey as much information as possible, and at the same time, try he save its simplicity. Yes, that is, the presentation of this information here, and when I will make a whole presentation I prepared for you and me today, it is weaker because I am sure that when we see something, well, as if visually, it is better perceived by us here and when I go through these articles, that is, I will not see what you write. I have with me on the air assistant if suddenly I lose it, and then they will warn me, so accordingly I can't read your comments. If suddenly during the event, you will have some questions, I'll ask you take maybe a pen and a piece of paper or instead of where you could save your thought. And as soon as I'm back after sharing the screen and walking through this universe, we will have most likely there are 5-10 minutes, and I'm happy to I will answer to questions that have transferred you. If so, everything is clear to everyone and everything is fine and everything suits everyone, then I propose to put plus signs and let's start. In the meantime, I'm waiting response from YouTube. We have there, as I said earlier, there is a delay. I want to remind you that you are the webinar that we are holding today. It is open. You can give a link on YouTube. For example, someone from your relatives or acquaintances who may be interested in this topic is also interested, and they will be able to come the same way as you see that information which I am for you now. I will tell you, I am sure that this information fits exactly. Well, or let's say the direction or what exactly we do. Our team probably not suitable for all people, as well as there is no such specific occupation that all the people of the world only this would be they wanted to study there. That is, the card doesn't matter if there are any preferences here, but on the other hand, I know that there are a huge number of people among us, let's call it so, researchers who are interested in this new, especially, a new kind of internet, and we don't do anything else. Like with the creation of a new kind of internet, a kind of 3D internet or multidimensional internet. If you are interested after the very moment, I will also touch a little. We're exploring this already over the years, and the idea of creating a world we have was born in the year 2017, and in the 18th year this is our first time they shared their best practices with our community. This is such a small introduction. I see a lot of pluses from you. Thank you for your activity. It's very nice, great. Feel like you're in a circle, people that can hear you okay. I'm now disconnecting from comments for a while and I'll make you and me screen demonstrations. What did we cut in? Be quiet, study Metro Universe Kindergarten, and in principle, we will touch on what the metaverse is, and let's touch on some basic ones, possibilities that there is for every one of the registered user. Participation in everything here is voluntary, everything is wishful, a huge number of different directions, and to be honest, I would be very happy if only some of you found your recognition or vocation on open spaces. Slow kindergarten. I immediately introduced my name Anatoly, or I'm an entrepreneur already more than 20s. All this time I live in Europe. In Germany about 20 years, and the last 5 years I live in Spain. Our main hobbies are what I personally have as entrepreneur tell interests. This is blockchain technology. 2015 years we have already been with such technologies acquaintance, and I must say they radically changed. In general, my life probably in general, so to speak, yes, that is, if I used to sell and build real estate then just go to IT. Well, imagine, yes, that is, what had to happen for this to happen. But this is the universe, and in the topic and oil, and I mean here not only as art, as in the form of pictures, but also absolutely multifaceted use of this technology, and part of this technology. We successfully apply kindergarten in this universe, and well, it's the universe as a whole market, or you don't need to explain anymore. At this stage, with him in the company OTON Technology. OTON Technology is a company that is engaged in the development of a cross-marketing support program. We serve several quite large teams and companies. And also I am conscious of the prices of these countries. That is, you essentially began in the garden with from Anton and from me, that is, this in fact, there were the first two people who talked about it in general. Yes, such a small video teaser so that it became more clear what the landing was about. Now in words, Alexander 2 is a social network. In here users can communicate, they can perform some quests, perform some kind of tasks. When they do, they earn coin of the world to X coin of the world. Before X she is freely convertible, it can be exchanged for USDT, and then take it to any country convenient for you. We have the opportunity to interact directly with brands, we can attend all sorts of events, we can study here, we can hold conferences, we can hold all sorts of parties, lectures, we can sell your products, services here, create some kind of products, digital goods, and not only digital, that is, we have all the technologies in order to, through this universe, something was sold to the physical world and delivered to a person directly to his home. We have been doing all this for a very long time, therefore, this experience is already well accumulated over the years. And on the other hand, for companies, brands are always interested in the platform and places where there is a great quantity users. And that's why companies and brands are opening their virtual offices in this universe shops. They offer their goods, services, and services. Digital art into a single TIS, that is, they hold the activities of the working meeting and more. In fact, I guess it is impossible to list everything that can be done here. Well, that's the easiest way to imagine it. Imagine everything that can be done on the internet. So this internet is now which we are talking about. In essence, the new internet is a universe. This is everything that can be done on the internet. Just imagine 3D format, that is, not in 2D, as we know, there is a flat screen, but where you are inside the space you can go somewhere and open the doors to go even further. Where are you? Right inside. These new modern sites can conduct a full-fledged meeting, getting to know your customers. In general, working with clients directly inside the space and much more. And of course, this is the universe of kindergarten for me, as open as possible, and was created, in fact, for creators, that these wonderful people could create your art to monetize this art here, create space 3D models, Vesta, performances, concerts and tapes, and much more here. It's unbelievable, a large field for activities. In order for all this to happen, we have two important, key elements that are simply necessary. In the modern meta of the universe, this is, first of all, we need virtual land. We draw an analogy as in the real world. If I want to place my representative office somewhere, I need a plot so that I can build my building there, or I need to rent a building in order to place my representative office there. I have already indicated on the internet where it will be able to invite users to it as well as here, that is, if the company wants to be noticed, takes a plot, buys or rents. Or also rents a full-fledged space. If, for example, this is an educational project, then and he, for example, needs a private or two a week, they can rent these spaces in general. Land is needed in order to company facilities and services. All sorts of artists could present their goods, services here. And second, the second important component, this is Peace Coin to X DEXA. This is the universe has its own currency, that is, it creates and supported by with the attention of users. I will talk about this a little further. Yes, and in fact, it is needed in order to. We are users regardless. I'm just a player, or I could be here from what to watch ads or earn coins in the quest, or I'm a company which offers goods and services in general. Up to X makes it possible for both of them to interact with each other on a full machine, and it doesn't matter where you are on the planet. If there has been some kind of trade relationship between two, third, or more parties, the DEX serves specifically to instantly be calculate and accrue the user's reward for this or that actions, and I propose to start immediately with the virtual land, since in fact, it is one of the most key and important assets. Well, let's start with the fact that to kindergarten only 25 districts. This is important to know in order to quantity. Land is limited on these 25. In these 25 districts there are only 62,500 plots. Among us there is users who I have heard or knows what non-central is. If so, you can put a plus sign, and if you know how many plots there are, you can also write this amount. Well, while you are writing, I can tell you in decentralizes 100,000 plots, that is, we have less than dystrophy of areas by more than 30%. I'm not telling you by chance about this company because, well, they probably one of the most such bright favorites who took the liberty at a very early stage, when it was still almost impossible to run D spaces. They were already starting their first activity, and, of course, at this stage they are entering well, probably in that 10 minutes of the universe in popularity all over the world, and it's very cool. So that's it. There are many mead universes, and every meter of the universe has its own kind of specific. The target audience has its own groups and its own tools for certain businesses or opportunities. Therefore, no, neither better nor worse. There are different, as well as different social networks. It's hard to say that LinkedIn worse than Instagram or vice versa. Well, why? But they are just different people. They have different needs. They have different desires, different standards, and they're hanging out, one there, the other here. Similarly, Methuselah they are and will be oodles, and they will all have different opportunities. We continue to participate. How can plots be used, that is, why people buy these plots, and also other methods of the universes. Plots are sold, that is, this is not a new technology. It is generally a standard if you want to climb in and become noticeable. Purchase a plot or rent. Participants have declared themselves a lot of people, especially in the early stages. Those people who are lucky enough to know in some kind of birth of something new, yes, they can purchase these plots, and when they grow in price they can them sell along higher price. Well, I'll give you an example. When we started and the first month of work stated that there was such an opportunity and people began to buy plots, that is, the people who then bought plots, they bought them for $50. Already today, these plots cost $100. Yes, that is, people who bought a year ago in fact, already can write everything like that, multiplied their investment twice farther, and this is still the very beginning here. We haven't even started attracting traffic yet, so everything that's going on at this stage is everything, organically yes, that is, we a team of enthusiasts who definitely have a lot of experience. Our team is constantly growing and we are respectively. We implement, in our opinion, these are such wonderful products for society. Farther on plots there is a possibility put the generators are needed in order to, people could do staking. I'll talk about this a little later, but the whole point is that if you don't have a plot you will not have the opportunity to earn, and from the fact that you give the opportunity to other people, multiply your coins generator. I'll tell you about this, too, a little later. It's just now I want to indicate that in our universe the plot is also important because you are directly involved in the economy when you have a plot, and also on these plots that acquire private people or the company can install the software interests. That is, it is such a thing. As you can see, I have such an asterisk here on the screen, and when on it firstly, it is noticeable on the map, it stands out in others. And when the user, a potential client, clicks on it, unfolds in scarves that describe in more detail what awaits if you go inside the space. And that is, in fact, it is such as advertising, and even when a person fails, let's look further, it already appears, but then he is already involved in this or that process there, so that's it pours. They are interesting for entrepreneurs, for teachers, for people who want to pay attention to something of their own, and this field it can be placed on any site. This is the case at this stage. I'll say yes, and here is one. Stands $300 a year. Yes, that is, therefore, companies that are already starting to do this, that is, the price will change clearly, it will. The more users, the higher the cost will be, the more active users, the higher the cost will be. Well, at this stage, this is a very good proposal, and companies can already take plots for yourself and place, or at the moment when it becomes possible for people who bought plots on their plots to place their point of interest, further. Each can create its 3D space. It can be an office, it can be your private house, where you want to spend time with friends, play some kind of mini games, or maybe you want to create some kind of gallery in order to present your art, or maybe some other creativity that you are engaged in. It can be a showroom of a particular product maybe you're doing creating, I don't know there anything what it is necessary to submit to show. Yes, and further you can even create 3D spaces, and we have several such successful cases to continue to rent out. On the one hand, this is an educational institution that you can choose for yourself for an hour time, for some small payment, and just spend time there with your people. Or well, you've probably already seen that there is one on the yacht. On the map there is such an object as yacht. You are the universe. It was created specifically in order to hold events there, that is, and soon the first event will be announced on which anyone will be able to participate, and it's very great. And what does it have to do with it? This turnout can be rented for your own teams or company, or communities in general. Whatever you do, maybe you have your own practices, and when you rent, they will be able to enter this yacht only by your invitation, that is, all other guests will not be able to enter. That is, now this object is open, it is still at the stage of refinement, but you can already go to see it. Roughly imagine how it works. Also note that here creative people are most in demand. That is, if you know how and love to create quests, you can do this in your space and then hand over your quests and or your some kind of the amazing opportunities you present for marketing for the company for rent these same companies and make a full-fledged business out of it. When people buy plots, there are certain rules. Yes, that is, we have, for example, a protective zone in the form of 3 meters, that is, there should be an indentation from the edge of the site. Then in the middle of at least 3 meters, this is done specifically so that the universe itself is more aesthetically pleasing, so that it is more spacious. We also plan to launch a vehicle here, that is, movement and so on, because the world is actually a long way. It looks like knickers and small, but if we make the maximum approximation as in the real world, if 1-to-1, then you will see that it will take 3-4 days just to walk through the whole world, that is, accordingly, sooner. Or later we need will vehicles also you can take into account in possibilities construction when you have, for example, 1 or 3 plots, then you can make the height 6 meters if you have 4-8 plots there. 10 meters high if there are 9-15 plots out of 115 meters. Anything that goes beyond what is necessary coordinate with the development team. There is a separate website for this and I will show you where all this is done, and there are already teams that right now, they are accepting applications and implementing them. That is, our team is already accepting. There are already several other teams which serve companies that develop for themselves these 3D spaces, and in the future, we want to provide an incredibly large number of opportunities for people who explore this universe, and every time when they will meet someone it will also be interesting for them to do this, because the owners of these businesses who are building their spaces they will buy, but there is nowhere to lay out the eggs when performing some tasks, or, for example, when viewing something from them into space. You will also be able to collect coins, and this really very cool. Anyone can do it when buying plots. It is also necessary to take into account that we have 3 different zones, your low, medium and high. For example, you see, the price is worth more than low. It's as simple as that. The moment the world becomes seamless, where we can point A point B to go through the whole world through, yes, that such technology as a portal will be in demand so that we can simply teleport from one area to another. Let's imagine it this way. Accordingly, when people will appear from the portal, yes, that is, they will appear right in the zone of mystery, right in the center, and, accordingly, this is the most passable place, and that's on the principle of how in the real world if we are in the city we rent a store there and it is right in the center of the city, where there are a lot of people, then the rent is more expensive there. The plot is more expensive and it costs a lot to get a building permit. Well, how complicated it all is, yes, so that's it. In the likeness here, the greater the traffic, the more eyes, the more expensive the plots are here, and prices on the site are constantly growing. What is the reason for this? The fact that the world is expanding, there are more users. If you are interested, I will show you our numbers with this and you will see that we at this stage, one of the most visited method universes in the world. And well, how can it sound like something loud, but it's really it became so. Yes, I'll show you specific numbers. I'll give yoga straight along. See what I mean. Further medium zone there is already a slightly lower price, but it is nevertheless very convenient areas because the accessibility zone to the portal to the center there is literally stepping, yes, that is. Well, in general, it is still an extremely convenient place for a casual client, let's call it that, in the forehead area, that is, this for the price of it the most such perspective. Why do I say that? But because, for example, for $1,000 I can already buy myself there almost 10 plots, not 2 or there are not 5, and on 10 plots I will be able to build more, and the world is still not so huge. And through singing and some special promotions that can be used here, I will still be able to attract users for my product. Therefore, everyone just looks, depending on what kind of business he has, what direction he has, or in general for what purpose he buys. I'll say this: if you act as an investor, then a person who is interested in buying something cheaper and in the future selling at a higher price, that you will also develop a strategy for yourself here, that is, you can buy. There are many phases in castes to build taller buildings to better attract attention and have more space inside, or you buy closer to the center where there is a lot of traffic and use these areas to arrange your own advertising. Habeners, there are 4 shifters and rent them out other companies, or rent out a whole batch right in the center for some time, because not everyone wants to buy, some just need to hold a promotion. In general, there are a huge number of features that you can study parallel while growing up with universe. Likewise, especially than valuable plots, that is, for what it is necessary to pay attention when you choose a site for yourself. Look for places where there is already a train of poets' interest in eating some kind of business or some direction that is already attracting attention. Always keep an eye on the area next to the reservoirs. This is something incredible. As soon as a site appears next to the reservoir and they are swept away literally right away. Well, this is understandable. I have quite a lot of experience in the real estate trade. I have been doing this for more then 10 years. And I know very well that apartments, houses or plots that we sold with a view of the reservoir, they've always built 100 or procedurally almost twice as expensive as the same thing, but on the second, there, on the third line, yes, that is something to do with everything is very simple here. When you look out your window, your office or your apartment, and look at the next window, or you look at bodies of water far away, well, that's what you think, where is more? The minus is where on the next window, plus, this is where. On the pond you can feel it for yourself. Well, it really works that way also. You can track famous neighbors. Famous neighbors always have some more fans who, like crazy, then want to buy something next to them. That's why track when will appear applied at this stage. We are not yet engaged in attracting. Well, let's just say big influencers. Well, you probably still see the system yourself. It still requires some specific modifications and improvements, but we are already very close to that start working straight. Well, it's just massive. Yes, that's why, as a matter of fact, at this stage, what you have met us is probably one of the sweetest times, because you for a year and a half, in fact. We are engaged in honing and refining this system. Yes, in fact, you have already come right before we start the system. We will launch a public space, including, and of course everything that is close to beautiful places, everything that is next to mini-games, parks or some other forms of entertainment. It's always interesting, that's what always very easy to resell here as people profit from virtual land. Let's summarize again, you can buy them now, sell it later at a higher price. You can rent it out, the villains, they still get some kind of benefit, and it's really very great. And you can place your representative office of your business on the site, make a store there, all input systems. We are already working on the distribution of pins, and we are already starting to contact company, and on the other hand, companies are beginning to contact us, which spaces are also being developed and here step-by-step launches. So if you are subscribed to our Telegram channels, you can always still see where they are, new entertainment appears, and where you can go to collect coins. Farther, we can also rent out your site in the form of a generator in order for other people earn new coins on this. They will have staking there, you will receive your percentage. I'm also talking about this a little bit for you, and then show here in prices, as I said, on the site all the time. Develop it depends on the number of users and on the number of, well, or as a matter of fact, here is the quality of the sucky infrastructure. It is growing. There are more and more new opportunities, more and more content logically in the site are growing in price. Therefore, if you are considering whether there is an opportunity, you have time now. There is just an action, so I'll tell you about it later. Further, I would definitely like to touch on the flooded tokens plays a key role instead of the universe or the subway of the universes. 2. You can say yes, this is medium of exchange. Yes, tokens can serve as a currency for purchase, sale or exchange of goods inside of this universe. Well, by the way, these tokens are due to the fact that made on Binat embarrassment, it is a regular Krypton token. He also, in fact, already users who own X, they, in fact, can already quickly and already pay for some small services. What are the units? It is easily transportable anywhere in the world, and it has its own cost, and by exchanging it, on the other side, a person can easily exchange for air and do with it what it is necessary. Also, token be sure to participate in the games, to make the games go quickly, conveniently, so that we can even transactions give, let's call it dust transactions. Dust transactions are when there is 0.0, there is 1. For some kind of purchase of some user to some other user should be listed, yes, or a more complex model where you own some kind of oil and part of the income from a particular game is distributed between the owners and oils. This is what is needed for tokens. Tokens must be divisible, tokens must be programmable, they should be on some kind of more or less stable and popular blockchain. That's why we chose Binance Matches, and they're launched. And the third is, of course, a reward and an incentive. Yes, Tokens can be issued there as some kind of awards for a particular achievement, for participating in events, performing some tasks or the economics of attention, that is, for X this is the type such an abbreviation. Yes, these are the internal currency tickets of this universe. It is used within this universe from beyond. Yes. That is, you can buy something inside the world for a girl or send the deck somewhere on the stock exchange to exchange it there for something. Yes, that is, such a coin. And the fact that she's embarrassed. I've already said let's move on. Token provided with the attention of users of this universe. Alexander, that is, emission tokens, it is conditioned, that is, they will receive new world again and again. Well, you probably noticed that when you come and register, that is, you have done some key action in the essence of registration in the world, then you accrued 100 coins. Remember, yes, these 100 coins, this is your property. You can with these coins you can play them, stake and multiply these coins. You can accumulate them, that is, it is your property if you can do something with them yourself. Yes, so that's it. The emission of tokens occurs when some key action occurs that improves, increases the performance of the world. It is produced, for which it is charged. There are also some basic quests, that is, now you do not see them yet. We have already worked out the technology of quests. We are studied what works well, what works less well. And now we are adapting this system in the near future. I've already seen it. A new test looks very good, pleasantly clear, and the most important thing that any user needs. What we are now faced with is now a large number of registration of new users in 1 week, more than 100,000 unique. Well, that's just a lot, and most people, they're not prepared. They know what the metro universe is, they don't know what is the method of the universe of indices, what is here, what can be done, and that's why we give people the opportunity. Well, signed up cool to get 100 manners. Now we are preparing so that you come to a certain place. Look, here is the Oreo. Yes, and Tom, how is arranged up to X, and how are the plots arranged? How is it arranged? Over there staking there is something else. Well, some basic key things from the fur of the universe that you just need to know, and when a person watches this video, he earns a real moment there. X, that is, it is not considered to him at that moment to the wallet, that is, like this, you imagine, that is. And how simple it is, that is, he completed some kind of task, a person generated a token for it, he received a token, then he withdraws with it, does what wants, and also we have a token rally he tied to directly to owner's plots. In fact, the owner of the site is how co-owner of the world. Yes, that is, there is a certain number of plots, 62,000, and a certain number of plots belongs to you, that is, in fact, a part of this world belongs to you, and that's why we know that the owners of the world, they need coins, and that's why this technology was developed. It's called Yenyong. It's June's money, it's a rare asset. It was sold with us in the form of intimacy. Bring you receive after payment. You activate it at the factory, and as soon as you activate it for 12 months in equal shares, every 10 seconds she produces some coins for you. Yes, that is, this model is designed in this way. Use well. How does it work now? The user bought a plot him gave. That's the kind of energy this Newton launches on factory. This factory starts producing coins. These coins, when produced, accumulate on freedom, and when the warehouse is overflowing or filled to the top, then production stops. Remember I said attention coin, that is, without attention here even nothing will be produced, that is, the user pays attention, the process has stopped, does not enter the warehouse, is missing those coins worth production. Okay, and after he adds released, that is, for example, took the coins that we produced, he can do whatever he wants with them, that is, he can bring them to the exchange, he can stake them and multiply them. That is, it is his strategy is already further. Hexa token. We are already jealous, or at the moment we use one exchange decentralized, it is Banks Club. It also catches tornadoes, does not work, it is very convenient. We use substantially trust toilet. Yes, wallets, they so more or less stable and understandable and convenient, and just a month and a half ago, we were healed on coin market cap. So if anyone is interested, you can go to the Koi Market right X and there will be more information about Guy. The couple was specially created in such a way that in it very little liquidity. This is done on purpose so that when the number of users will increase the number of businesses quests, and most importantly when the screen starts, we plan to launch the game in September, that these actions will be in maximum demand and constantly needed, and due to the fact that the pair has little liquidity, it can simply fly into space in a year and a half to such a height that it's hard to even imagine. That's why we're already capturing it from the very beginning, that we know that as soon as people see that some kind of growth, people are the same, you yourself know, they usually don't dive there. That's what grows. We take, well, here we are. This is inherent from the beginning, so at some point, she has to show people how great it is that you earn DEX in the world and save them through staking, and you now hold capital which won, and at a certain time in August it will be, and you will immediately receive a lot of money, and throughout this time, while owning this capital, he accrues some more new coins. Well, it's really very cool to do this. We use a generator, yes, that is, the generator is essentially staking in the media universe. DEXART generator is installed on the site, and if you have a plot, you have the opportunity to randomly receive it as a gift when buying. This is happening now. In the foreseeable future it will appear for some kind of separate money, that is, any owner will now be able to buy himself and make his own staking, and use it for yourself, or use this staking for well, as if renting out your generator and making money on it now works. Yes, here, and yes, that is, well, probably that's enough here. Now let's see the tonsure how it works. That is, when I give coins to the stake, I can give them away for 3 months, for a year, for 3 years, and for 5 years. And depending on how long I am blocking coins and they are in my wallet, they belong to me. I just can't use them, but during this period I'll give you more. I'll mechanically show you how it works. You can get from 0.5% monthly in the top equivalent, of course, and up to 2% per month. Yes, that is, it is 24% a year for 5 years in a row. Yes, it is not a fact that these contracts will be long-term, but at this stage, they are there for those who understand and those who have already got used to us and know us. They simply, well, we just see that we staking for 5 years is underway. More than 80% of users, and we have been working in our concert for 7 years. Therefore, well, as it were, there is already a certain trust in the community with which we work. Here how staking works. It can be found directly on the site. I'll show you how it works now, and I'll show you how. Let's send something stake with you now so that we can see how it works. Now let's go there for another half an hour. I'll probably tell you the prices, and let's go already out along a special method of the universe. Well, practically see how it works. Yes, there is a remember, yes, low zone, medium, and high is where in the most middle of each district. Yes, right away goes share. That is, what costs $550 can be bought for $495, and as a gift you will receive energy no worth $50. What does this mean? It means that $50 will be paid off for you on the exchange to coins. And these coins will fall to you to the factory, and in this factory you will be able to activate the production of these coins for yourself, and they will be produced to you for 12 months, and all that you will pass is your personal property. We are even sure that you can imagine for yourself. For example, I bought a plot behind, there's $99. Yes, they gave me June cost there $10. If it's X, it's just that it has tripled, quadrupled, then in fact the site is almost for me. Blow came. You can see it this way. And if you're still going to use staking, and multiply your coin twice that with an increase in the cost there by 3 to 4 times, you and your money is already returned. In fact, they earned even a little. Yes, and still own a plot that you can use in the long term on renting it out or at a very high resale price. That is, for you it turns out to be quite profitable business. And choose what your site will look like in the world of kindergarten. You can buy it, build an office, do whatever you want, everything you can imagine on it. the big advantage in throwing is that there are no physical laws here, that is, you can create new worlds, new spaces here, and in general new models, behavior and treatment and anything in games and quests, and that your souls are only undesirable. Yes, the land will run out earlier than those wishing to purchase, and now I guess I'm for you. I will come out with you on website and literally I'll make a little intro for you to see how your dashboard is structured, which you can use for self-development in the world sex. Please give me feedback as far as I hear everything well, and it is interesting to listen to what I am telling. 10 is clearly visible, audible, and interestingly you tell, and there's 7 8 it's less good and just very willing to pass this information on to you so that you, by the way, you can probably even leave this video for yourself, because there are a lot of what I've just told you, and I've been doing this for 7 years. Of course I have a very large one reviewed, and we have already seen, disassembled and programmed many concerts, which we just did not do with it. Well, if you don't like this direction, then in fact, the words that I said are a squeeze from all this 7-year experience. You can use it for yourself. Yes, that is, you can just transfer this video to other acquaintances cannot watch. Is this direction suitable for them or not? And by the way, yes, come over there with me on the screen, I'll show you something now. Yes, by the way, thank you for the dozen. Someone even wrote 100. It's nice, I thank you. That's how we look. And by the way, yes, remember, I was talking about statistics. If anyone is interested, you can go on a swing and go in audiences are versus and MP. Well, maybe copy. Yes, just if in the records see and look. Minecraft 180 million per month and Roblox 200. Roblox is also a method of the universe. Yes, that is, they are not decentralized, but they are universe. This is, there is a huge number of people and users interact with each other on a daily basis, and active millennials look brighter, and 37,000 people a month, so remember the numbers. 37,000 people a month via chat is the largest chat room in the world at the moment. Method universe probe box online 48,000 per month. Yes, 48,000 months, and probably the largest among the meters of the universe is Fortnite. 324 million people are not registered. Rosen, and unfortunately I don't see it here. I don't see it here. Decentraland, but I'll tell you this, what kind of boxing, they are much farther than the land. Decenter 48,000 people online, thousands of users per month. We had 100,000 users per week in the last week. That's what they roughly understand. Attendance rate are supplied. How we haven't even included marketing yet, and now all you see is absolute organics, and it comes through teams with which he interacts. The metro of the universe creates different possibilities, and also it was according to statistics. You can go to see how many users right now at the moment, and it happens all the time during the day, much more. True. Well, now 138 cities from Magpie, one country, and behind each of these flags that you see here, in here can be easy more than one person, and there are 5, 10, 40, 50, 100 people, because here we essentially show the cities. See here, so for example, there is Amsterdam. Well, from Amsterdam, definitely more than one person came out there. A few epichevs immediately. Yes, that is, it is in reality, such a big story has become. So now let's go please with you at a map, and here we have overhead view. When you make a demonstration, it takes a little longer to load. Now look, can be zoomed in order to, it's better to see these portals. Remember when I said this is the portal, that's where people will come from, and so they came out, and the first thing they see is the most valuable, the most expensive plots. Okay, that is, Keep this portal in mind. Here it is, a gallery has already appeared. Come and be sure to see. Here is the petition. Incredible experiments run their dinosaurs. Space, spill the paint, find the buttons, and you can visit this gallery with your friends and watch this art together. And also you can go in. Where else did we have but some kind of, it's a beautiful place. But here, and you can come here to see, too. One of the artists made an exhibition, artillery, and now look about the site. And when we look at the plots we have here, there are darker ones and there are lighter ones. Here are the dark ones that someone has already bought it, and the light ones are those that have not yet been bought. How does the purchase work? In fact, it is also very simple to watch. Chooses and says, for example, I want 3 plots, for example, these 3 here, on the top right. You immediately have here they are plots. Here are the buttons. You can get closer to them and see the detailed one. Somewhere in the chats they ask how to look in the site and if I bought it like this. Here they are looking for yes. Further, when you selected, checked everything correctly, all 3 that you wanted, these are the 3 sites in the academy. Then you press the button with agreed to the rules of sale or ruling poll. Immediately there is a buy button. You can pay it up to IXN without working somewhere before, either through an affiliate program or there is tests. You can pay with crypto. There are different ones here, Bitcoins, Ethereum and throne rooms. In general, comfortable running big 20 tokens are, well, in general, different. Yes, you can pay by credit card. And either you can pay by bank transfer. This is especially interesting for Europeans. Neither pay Apple or Google, that is, all payment methods. Even if you look only at this, this already shows how prepared the universe is for you in common. That is, we have been just studying this as a phenomenon for a long time, and we have long identified that simply sign up with crypto wallets for simple new users who are now only strive to get into of the universe and generally study it. This is mission impossible. That is why you have a certain attention that everything it is very simple according to the usual models here. That is, this is again the merit of all of our entire community, because the community comes and says it's inconvenient. It's convenient here, I like it here, I don't like it. We collect all the feedback. We are very grateful to you. We put the most relevant one on the most, well, let's say first place, and implemented. And that's why in a year and a half, so many big and beautiful things have been implemented at a time. Now please pay attention and show why else. Convenient to own parcel. See, a generator can be placed on the site, and here, when you aim, you are shown, for example, there are 25%. This is such a light green 50% filled generator. They fill, yes, that is, every generator you can only put 200,000 coins, you can't anymore. Yes, and so see, the reds are those who already have everything, they already have nothing, well, you can't put anything. Orange is 75% full, yellow is 50% and light green, it's there by how many percent there. So pay attention to how it works with generators. I choose some kind of generators for myself and some kind of generator, well, they're suppose, well, let's say here choose click, and so he tells me that here there are still 4,000, there are how many are there? Eat. Well, okay, this little one, let someone happy now, someone, let's give someone to earn right away, random, any click someone else's. Let's always be clear here, choosing a generator, apparently here it is still free, you see there is nothing here. I say contribute. Igor, here I have 10,000 coins, these 10,000 coins. And so wait, what I'm talking about, why didn't I turn it on or something? Wait a second. Strangely, I'm going to update it again. Looks like some kind of the deviation is that there should have been additional buttons. Or maybe I'm loaded with everything now. Well, now the project is to give a generator choosing Monday's click lead contribution. It's right, what I didn't see is, see, I say 10, I want thousands lead as a contribution. Let's say I know that they won't use them for 3 months. How do I just lie around? Let them just give me another 152, then I can press the bike button and I can press 1 year and pay attention to what I will receive in a year. 900 if I click on 3 years. I'll get 4,500 moments, and if I click on 5 years, I'll get 12,000 coins. Let's now see, this is a slightly different perspective. Yes, see, I give 10,000, or rather, they are smoked in my own wallet. I freeze them for 5 years, that is, I tell the world that I won't use these 10,000 coins for 5 years. The world says okay, agreed, if you do, and I will. When I click here to contribute, then I'll pay you every 10 seconds there for 5 years equal shares. And this will come out in the amount of 5 years 12,000 coins, that is, I will increase my capital by 120%. Okay, and here what is the peculiarity? That it is these 120%. Yes, I'll be them, get access to them every 10 seconds, they will come to my wallet for me, to my balance. Yes, and in fact, I can just use them. And of course, he loves great joy when, for example, this amount that you pledged there a long time ago for 5 years and, for example, in 5 years, let's say the exchange rate has grown tenfold there, you imagine there you had $5,000 there, it became there $50,000, that is, just on shares, and in addition to these $50, $63 were received deduced over these 5 years that they are constantly defrosting you. Now I'm going to show you how it works. In this case, what I'm doing, I click contribute. They confirm to me, you see, here in the department, the contribution has appeared and they confirm to me that yes, that's it, excellent, you contributed. Now where can I check it? I can check it when I go to here. Here are your coins. Click on the coins. On coins you click on the generator, and now you will see, here are the generators. Here I have now, again, what I meet there was given away 765 ran up to me there. I say pick it up. See, I have 300 balance. Increased in income, that is, at this stage with it brought me just stupidly staking, that is, I didn't do anything else before, brought it to me $564, and in total, I sent $4,200 in a stake, that is, well, there are a little more than 5 million coins. I earned all these 5 million coins on the affiliate program, that is, there is a referral link for it. I can invite users and zoos. I just know that it would be blasphemy at such an early stage to sell to the face, especially since I know what it is, and so I just have everything that comes to me, and I'm staking it for now. I want to come to such a state that only from staking from here I could directly, I've already collected it, comes once now done. Okay, here takeaway consists of me, you can pay, as you have just noticed. This new rule, we just have some users clicked every second and just overloaded the system with this, so now they have entered it. So what else to pay attention to here? See here at C, this is just a token production facilities. Yes, that is, coins are produced here. Here you see, I have a splat. Unfortunately I took it there a little earlier. I just had a branch showing. Well, in general, these see, what is changing here, it fills up like this and then stops. When I click here I'm picking up Crete, that's it. My warehouse is empty again, and until I have 3,900 coins accumulate it will work for me. Production only, just what I was talking about. And now remember, I said that everyone who is now will buy plots, in addition to the benefit that I will not get, the fact that now the action is going on, in addition to the fact that we are now once again, in addition to this promotion, we give more units. These units, when you buy plots, they will appear right here, and when you have a unit here, it will be so beautiful, colored, it will become so shimmering. The question is yes. You will click send here, this button, it applies to send to production, and as soon as you click on send to production it will go from available to activated, and then like this, that's how it starts to produce for you everyone there. Well, some period of time, as you are really much faster than every second. In fact, tokens for you, yes, that is, everything that is produced to you here, it's yours, that is, you can do it or accumulate either for it to buy, or send staking, or simply withdraw and sell. Well, that's how this is the story we have here and explore, try different spaces. Well, what can you pay attention to here? Here is this yacht that I was talking about. You can enter it by software resemble and try to look at this space here with a quantum studio. It's incredibly cool, and the musician, and now, by the way, they are on a strong close. They did sales. It was such a big forum, you know Cynthia, if I'm not mistaken, Canada was an incredible big stadium, and the whole story went on how much here crisis just here he built his club and here he plans to launch DJs with his sets, and in the same place implemented mechanics shopping for DJ sets that you can use already there for yourself. Yes, that is, here we are also music start in the foreseeable future. Engage in here you can refer to pay attention I just studio that is, here, this team, this. And you can order 3D spaces that is, you can apply to them, they will do an interview with you, calculate the cost and terms, and if everything suits you, then they will sell it to you your space that you will be able to work with Amelia there. What you do, here's what else to pay attention to, here's how I told you this an educational institution is smart things you can go here, inside, too, wherever there are such buttons, you can go and let me show you some more. An important story is here I have a demo note and I've got Gravity Guys here, Gravity Guys, this is just the next big wave that we've been preparing for some time now. Where we'll be running here with thousands and thousands of players who compete for real prizes. Let me show you how it works, and here is the every person to move here in these spaces, need your own avatar. An avatar can be created individual, by the way. If you serious, I'll show you another site like this, bitabide.d. and you can study it afterwards, and here are the services that we offer. The creation of personal avatars that look like digital copies right to you or on the entrepreneurs. You offer this service, connection to the avatar of artificial intelligence, creating 3D spaces, 3D model on the card along. Remember, I told you $300, $279 a year, and we can digitize if the fashion brand of your clothes. We can make a virtual exhibition no matter what you do in the 3D worlds. You can create anything, or we can prepare a full-fledged event for you, and by the way, any user of the world can transfer the customer to us. He is here who leaves a request, just yes, the client. And if suddenly the client buys something, then you get yours. There's a partnership revival. We soon renounced ourselves, but I want to go back. This is mine avatar, and when I create it, well, I'm writing some kind of name there, and I go in directly in the universe. That is, here you can see as a social network from the new genus differs from the past. For example, past social network, I can go to see photos, videos, comments. There are all that, and in new social networks I can write an event hub to be a type of interaction with other accounts which right now are present on the maps, and I can interact with them. Voice, I can interact with them with gestures. Yes, that is, I can run around with them. There's something to explore. That is, they can see me as a full-fledged prize winner. That is, I can show something there to tell and over there, or, for example, I can launch some kind of amazing animal there, see dinosaurs there, if they look at what it is, and I took it just in space and there they are distributed. Yes, that is. And so on. And now pay attention that this is objectively right, real living people who you can get to know and chat with, and as I said, spend there into full-fledged tapes. Also in this universe the function of stores has been implemented, an automatic distribution of remuneration to intermediaries, actions, brand owner, goods, services, and services, wants to share on rewards with the inhabitants of the world. And here in this case, for example, here it is some objects that you can study. And now pay attention to where I am, to the object I'm approaching someone. I have an icon opening. Yes, as soon as I set it up, I can look in more detail at the object itself. I can read what kind of object it is. Well, in this case, I've already bought it. Let me choose some kind of building that I didn't buy it. I'm telling you people fucking okay. Yes, and look, I could run demo. I can take a little look, and if I like that object, I can pay for it right away here. Yes, and put it to yourself to the map, and they are already inviting their own friends and living room. That is, well, that's about how it's to build well. One has a pussy for you there. Yes, you see, people walk, listen to me, I hear them, and if you press enter then you can still and text interact with other users, that is, when I write this, they in the chat, this too. They can see. Now it's just that everything is disabled because the security system is customizable, because when a lot of new users come in, not everyone behaves ethically, but some even behave critically, I would say yes. Therefore, now, of course, we also urgently need to adapt to all this history about Kirill. Hello. So now I'm going to go out, and by the way, yes, now look, some people, and now you have on the screen, by the way, I'll show you some people. See, they already have special ones, clothing all sorts of different, and this is all done on the replay of the ITRs with those people who cares. That is, there is such a service, and here you can, in fact, create any avatar for yourself. It will be similar or not similar to yours there, and in fact, you can dress up and embed it right in our universe. And be to show your individuality exactly as that's what you want. So I'm still getting out of here later. And I don't go out with. So, well, friends, for my part, I probably told everything in a whole hour. I'm like promised at the end I will stay to answer. Can be if you have. Let's just agree on a specific topic right away. Who told today, or at least related topics. I will be happy to answer your questions for 5 and 10 minutes. But in general, I want to thank you for listening to so much. This information to the end. There are really a lot of us, several hundred, and in total a lot of YouTube, and I wish you, if you liked it, I am very happy. I invite you to the community. Let's unite and create this world together to study this phenomenon, such as the meta of the universe, everything related to it. At the same time, we will study cryptomeria, examine energy technologies. Let's study marketing in a trader, marketing, PR, and we will become mega sought after specialists on the market that are only now begin to emerge. What do I mean? You've noticed that I've been going to different spaces. Previously, these were sites, and now it's 3D spaces, and soon the business will understand that their clients, they don't go to their sites over the water anymore. Yes, and they reside mainly in 3D spaces, and when companies massively understand if we need it, that's when you will become in demand as specialists. Well, provided that you for a while there, from today at least, begins to study this direction intensively, but in a different way. Most likely you will not become an expert, at least. And if you want, you can definitely. Okay, and so let's answer the questions as information. As always, 100% Maxim. Thank you. So the question in a special section is not right here in the chat, right? Or I don't know. Now I'll ask his assistant. Maybe there really is some kind of section. So interesting and relevant. Communication is normal again. She is so thanks. So Anatoly, what is the difference between blockchain and it on other blockchains? Blockchain and Tone is a specific blockchain he designed specifically for companies that need deep affiliate programs, where let's say you need to take into account users, for example, even their on 500 generations, or their per thousand 500 generations. And the thing is, if we on a regular blockchain, let's start making this cube, how much to clean to whom, that is, each of this the action of this transaction, and for each transaction we need to pay network rewards, and in the end, after the calculations, we will see that us need to pay the person himself was paid less than for transactions, and that's why most blockchains were not suitable for this activity, and that's when we started to create exactly the kind of blockchain that is exactly for this, and this blockchain, in fact, was created only for this. Yes. But parallel to the blockchain itself, I want you to pay attention to the fact that even you are the technique itself, and the technology. That is, when we researched this is the whole story that was programmed and tried and launched. Different things were just, we have developed a whole technology with the help of which we affiliate programs can be launched there in a few days. And, for example, earlier, in order to launch your affiliate program there, I'm not talking now in this shoe way, but in order to start normally with legal, with everyone nuances there, with all its nuances, this is $100 and $150 that today, such a launch limited in this case, since DEXART Medicine uses technology about tons we can run store or some kind of product, service in fact, he just needs to create a space in which he will talk about what he has. We build all the buy buttons there enter the data where to send the goods or if it is an electronic product. Then add a wallet on which to send this oil and that's it that is, out of 100 and 150,000 blockchain for tone or technology to give so it is blockchain, namely technology and tons gives an opportunity to entrepreneurs with the help of DEXART launch your affiliate programs according to our real products. It is clear that we will not allow everything there. Yes here but really good quality products will appear here, that is, exactly here this is how it differs from blockchain on volume on others. Almost all blockchains are created for something of their own, some specific function. Here is our function. That's exactly what it was possible to run quickly in affiliate programs or products inside the world. If you could answer, then put a plus sign. So everything is cool of course, the prospects are super, but how to get to the rocket in Belarus? So come on to the rocket in Belarus And I don't fully understand what you mean. As for the rocket, I know that the EXAR community is agitated by the fact that some part of the community can use some new opportunities, but we can't. Let me comment on this for you too. We provided for this technology and plan to start using it with the end of the first quarter of the 24th year, but at some point, we met a very powerful progressive team who already have an idea of how and what they want to do with their audience and their business model. It is very similar to what we do here, and so we said that, well, of course, moreover, they have already bought quite large areas, they are building some kind of buildings there, that is, even now in society, their community will see, we will see it all, yes, and now the question is, why now they can and not friends? Well, I suggest this, let's not drive the horses. Yes, we see everything and we understand everything, we just want to observe, hone everything, set it up, and it is right to connect all this to our systems. Because every community that operates DEXART its own kind of accounting system connect to our systems, pay for this technology test and then give everyone the opportunity to do it. Well, not everything Maxim still works well, lots of yes, but there is still work to be done after creating an avatar. They write that there is no mail, but there is mail, and trigger this app on the card, the site does not work. I just went in with you in direct mode, I did everything for me, somehow it works very often. The easiest way for people is to write off that something doesn't work for you there. Well, actually you may have a weak internet connection, you may not have an updated browser, you may have the wrong device, you may have an updated device. There can be a lot of stuff out there, and the technologies that we work with, we declare clearly at this stage. We are working on computers on the browser, this is our main place. The second place we have is on Android device. I'm here on purpose for myself, well, I specially bought an Android in order to test, and the third, that's why we have. And this week we plan to update with before of the current version, and there will be a lot more features. That is, people who said LS through a test like we have, mass testing is now underway. That is, we gave the opportunity to 10,000 accounts test. And when we see that yes, everything is cool, let's pull up the updates. As for the Android level, do usually downloading through Apple Store, and that's how it works. So it may turn out that the new community that came with grinning will be able to spoil the good name of DEXART. Yes, I share your concern. Thank you for thinking with us. For our part, we hope that everything will work correctly there. Well, let's say even if something went wrong, everything in our country, all obligations that we have, we carry with us, stay with us. Everything that happens in those communities happens exclusively in those communities, and therefore if something happens to them there, then it happens to them there. Yes, here someone may think that, well, let it start here. Sad rumor, there's all over the internet, but objectively, it can happen. I myself agree, but I have been engaged in marketing for more than 20 years, and I can tell you for sure that There is no such thing as bad publicity, that is, if they start discussing us, with the good side or the bad side, so it's definitely we did something right. And people who, for example, I know that negative news spreads generally as like speed. I don't know the light there, it's all spreading to the whole world, but my experience says, again, that yes, bad news can spread quickly. People can purely sneer at the site, see that everything works clearly here and the plate and get involved and go further, thereby we will simply expand the audience. That is, at this stage it looks like no matter what happens, everything works for the benefit of the kindergarten and the DEXART community. You and me from this week, I'm telling you again officially, I even showed the data on purpose. We have this week there were 7,500 people online per hour. Not per month as in other places of universes that are very inflated popular and all the brands there are. And now this says what it says. It says that we are this online, we will increase it now, amplify it with games, strengthen with new communities, new projects, advertising opportunities and much more. What as a result, it can lead to even more online and 30 and 40 and 50,000 hours, and this is direct road to large brands, or rather, we're getting longer now, so interesting that they are pushing among themselves in order for them to, well, as if so that we could provide a platform to engage with our audience. It's like this, the business is roughly arranged. So I'll quickly read the comments from YouTube, otherwise it's inconvenient. I think I've read everything and there for sure. So now I'll quickly read yours from YouTube. All I don't answer from the outside anymore. Now I'm still quickly answering the visa and let's go, because and there are always chances, everyone always has it, and very often they break through to the sprout that you would never think of. So someone asked if they had a chance to grow, of course, otherwise, we wouldn't interact if we didn't believe in it. Well, in this direction, yes. Thank you Valentina for your feedback too. I also liked that you came to us, so can maybe it will be about staking information then layout. I didn't understand everything. Yes, with pleasure. We have also prepared a playlist on which we describe all these processes and purchases and interactions with the world. Soon we will provide you with, well, we will do it as in the form of such a quest, and you will be able to study it while still earning a little money, while at the same time it was, if yes, you can put a plus sign. So see, so of course simple we came, so let's see how many there were and how many people will remain after this viewing. We came to collect coins for free until tomorrow. Yes, but we are or something. Yes, we will observe. We are also interested in it here, that is, I would very much like to see, well, online doesn't fall. I'm watching now for 4 days. I even said that clearly. The first day was generally incredible, then a little lower, but now there is a full growing again, so we will observe. So good evening. When we can choose, you can always sell coins. Let's make a distinction right away. If we are talking about kindergarten coins, then you can withdraw and sell them, that is, they are freely available. It's all set up and working. If you're talking about coins of some communities, I just don't have this information. I don't know what they're doing there. How are all these details arranged there? I'm making sure that the king is still working in a shade. So when can we sell for it as we went through? So yes, chat with other participants in general, a topic I liked it very much. Every day we communicate. Oh Anastasia, it's nice for me, you're just like a balm on my heart. You make confirmation that what we are doing is all the same, importantly for people. And I'll tell you this, we're already several companies have launched, and when their users started interacting with them there and they started interacting with them, we received incredibly cool feedback to us very well as feedback. Sorry, we really liked it. And when we conducted research, we had a theory that people with D spaces are much more interested in, and not only are they delayed and all that, and it really is, and it turns out that people like it, and we even have companies that who know they well. How would I make a presentation to them? I was invited that you can create 3D spaces. They are lawyers. They have several branches there in different cities, and here they are messages. Spend meetings are held from the minds of, so we offered them, if you want, here there's a point meeting here, you can come in and use it for yourself and communicate their talk. And well, how well, I just didn't see what they had right away, and such a bright desire to buy plots, order 3D spaces, do something there. I say, well, you'll just use it, maybe it really doesn't suit you, and here they are, we worked out for a while and now we have already returned to that month. How much has passed? They say, we understand, we like it, it's convenient, and here they are now, either they bought it, or they are buying plots and ordering 3D spaces, where they will have their own law firm, representative office. And it will be in the same place, well, the place where they are. They hold meetings with their employees and everything that is so pronounced, and look at pro-investor for oil to them. Everything that I showed you today in the world, here is each section of this oil. Yes, that is, when you buy a plot, you then give your beep 20 wallets and this token goes directly to your wallet. And also we have a game, here's the game. Of course we are right away, so much attention was not paid to this, but in fact, this is one of these most powerful things. Well, first of all, you can make good money here. See, when you go to Gravity Guys, I'll quickly tell you more about it's just Gravity Guys is just, there is such an interesting view and oil named after, which is both convenient to play and is convenient to in order to earn. Yes, among us obviously, there are people who wanted to earn extra money, so I'm on purpose, very much to look, I've fallen through here, and that's my task now in this game, as quickly as possible pass here, well, as it were, all these levels. Yes, and you see, I'm jumping off, I need to restore and buy in order to I can come here as friends to play and we can get to know some other people here. So, about since Hema telephone, yes, today passed after all, I will fix the time of 16 seconds. Now there are those other players, if they beat me, they will be in first place on the leaderboard, I will be in second, third, and so on, so that's the one who then and when you're still playing, you buy yourself higher, jump faster, run there. Someone else interferes with something else, you pay for it all up to X, and every time any player is here, what you buy and pay for, and everyone has something to buy, because when you register, they give you 100x, and there are a couple more courses. Now let's turn it on, that is, they will already have something to play and there will be something to earn. You can invite a friend as soon as he suddenly starts playing, you are still given coins and you can continue. So that's it. From these coins, the prize fund is formed and this prize pool is distributed between several participants. Well, it is clear that the platform itself should get something. Game developer, what you should get, the player himself must receive which he won. And pay attention now to the owners of Invective Oil owners, these are games, let's give you. Make it the best choosing so that the music doesn't distract me. Yes, and let me show you all. In Gravity. Here switch to the language that is convenient for you there, let's say in Russian, and here there is already a more detailed description of what you get. Each oil costs $3.50 generally. Price at the start there will be $5, but now, since with L and since the game is still will be launched only in September, we just give the first players the opportunity to buy it cheaper. When people buy oil they get extra superpowers, that is, how much is their quick recovery, how many fast runs there are, how many jumps there will be. There is something else in general, some kind of package with all sorts of super forces you get for each oil, that is, I do not add up later, that is, the more energy you have, the more dances in pick up the first prize, and the first call, there is real money, there are $50, $100, $300 and $500, we will study, that is, it will begin in September, become more understandable. Yes, so that's it. Here's the mouth. You can see where, at what stages, what we are doing, and pay attention to the advertising of products directly in the game, that is, it is a type of advertising that has not yet been used anywhere else. Well, what are you suspect that exactly what you are planning here will be just kick-ass, as I said it, I won't apologize anymore. So and therefore, next to what you need to pay attention to the second part of this oil is that it makes it possible to each owner in equivalent up to $10. Make money on this oil that is part of the prize pool distributed in equal shares between all owners. Investment as long as the owner and oil, and he will be credited with DEX, but it's clear, but in equivalent, while it is $10 in relation to A will work and he will have this oil really, that is, he can multiply his money, only owns others, even if he does not play up to a little less than 3 times here. And now this site goes on for another day, that is, everyone who has time, well, I Congratulate you. The price is made specially small 350 so that anyone can enjoy and learn how it works, and if when the game starts, so that the damn thing is cool, I like it, he will be able to buy, but not for 350, but for 5, well, not 3 times, well, double. It's still super cool, and for some time there will be such oils with this opportunity. But then it will turn off. That's why use it while there is an opportunity due at the start. So everything is very interesting, there is room for development. Good luck to everyone that is so grateful to him. This is what kind of server you need to have in order to stick everything in there. Don't ask me with us partner and my partner and with him in DEXART Anton. He's in it very well versed, and somehow, he manages to keep our system working all the time for all 7 years. That is, 7 years always working. That is, we didn't even have a day when we stopped, and we have of course, we were attacked very strongly, a lot. Even we still managed to always fight back. And even the moment when we attacked we could still work. That is, as if all the offices all worked. So it makes sense to watch ads in the package. So what about advertising? Well, look, we didn't launch our advertising, but there is already some kind of advertising, so you can interact with this command. I probably won't be able to comment on it to you here. It's really possible to earn money here every month without a passport, 1,000 each. Oh, Tim's this question too. Probably, this has not yet been launched to this community that we are launching in kindergarten. When it will be launched in DAXs, I will be able to give you accurate data. Here I am. I think that you will be able to calculate this with those people who told you about it. So, as for the passport, this is also not about us. While it is happening there in that community here in DEXART, there are no passports yet. This is, in fact, a community passport, which makes it possible to, if I'm not mistaken, some kind of more than something to get for what than a person who does not have a passport. What exactly and how much and how it is not in my competence. I don't know this. It's better for you to ask all chats. So bring it like this: when coins are credited to the rocket, it's all in the same place from the same community. So why coins for this are also from that community. So the situation does not open up. If the app doesn't open, it's most likely either update an outdated device or a device it doesn't pull at all. You need to be newer, or the internet is weak. Probably something to do with this. So because I have everything on all devices, even on iPhones, I don't know. I have a strong internet and an iPhone. I don't know the latest version. Maybe it's connected. So where is the gravity? So all friends, I generally answered all the questions. I want to thank you again for the fact that we have all gathered together in such large numbers today. I hope this video has been and will be useful for all new ones who will come. I wish you all success. Find yourself even in this universe, even outside the metro of the universe. But the most important thing is that we found a favorite pastime for ourselves, for real, rich, constructive person, and help the next generations live in more than, let's say, pleasant among and surroundings, and which we will create together with you all. See you soon to everyone. Goodbye.